Welcome to Z-Tech Advisor to our comprehensive guide on network devices, focusing on switches and their associated technologies. Introduction to network devices. Welcome to our detailed exploration of network devices, where we shine a spotlight on switches. These pivotal devices are the linchpins of network communication, directing data with precision and efficiency. Switches, the traffic controllers of networks. Imagine a bustling city intersection. Switches are the traffic lights, guiding data packets to their destinations. They operate at layer 2 of the OSI model, using MAC addresses to deliver data within a network. From hubs to switches, the evolution of network devices. In the early days of networking, hubs were the norm. They were simple devices that broadcasted data to every port, leading to inefficiencies and security risks. Switches emerged as the intelligent successors, directing data only to the intended recipient. At the CM table, switches' secret to efficiency. At the heart of a switch's intelligence is the CM table, a dynamic directory that maps MAC addresses to ports. This table is the switch's reference guide, ensuring data packets find their way quickly and accurately. Understanding full duplex communication. Switches enable full duplex communication, allowing devices to send and receive data simultaneously. This not only speeds up the network, but also prevents data collisions, a common issue with older hubs. Port security. Guarding the network's entry points, port security is a switch's first line of defense, restricting port access to known devices. It's like a VIP list at a club, ensuring only authorized guests can enter. Sticky MACs. Simplifying port security. To ease the administrative burden, switches can use sticky MACs. This feature allows a switch to remember the first MAC address it sees on a port and automatically secure it, streamlining the setup process. VLANs. Organizing a network into subnetworks. VLANs are virtual subdivisions within a switch, creating separate networks without additional hardware. They're akin to partitioning a large office space into smaller rooms for different teams. Dynamic trunking protocol, DTP automating VLAN connections. DTP is a protocol that automates the establishment of trunk links between switches, essential for carrying VLAN traffic. However, it can be exploited by attackers, which is why it's often disabled for security. DHCP, the network's address distributor. The Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP, is like the post office of the network, assigning IP addresses to devices so they can communicate effectively. ARP, resolving IP addresses to MAC addresses. The Address Resolution Protocol, ARP, is a translator, converting IP addresses into MAC addresses. This is crucial because, while we use IP addresses, switches need MAC addresses to move data. ARP spoofing. When translation goes wrong, ARP spoofing is a devious attack where a malicious actor sends fake ARP messages to link their MAC address with the IP address of a legitimate device, intercepting the data meant for that device. ARP spoofing attacks, also known as ARP poisoning, are a common method used by attackers to intercept, modify, or block the communication between devices on a local network. Here are some real-world examples of how ARP spoofing can be used maliciously. Data interception. Attackers can use ARP spoofing to intercept data transmitted between devices. For instance, an attacker might intercept confidential information, such as login credentials or personal data, that is being sent from a user's computer to a website. Man-in-the-middle attacks. By associating their MAC address with the IP address of a legitimate device on the network, attackers can position themselves between two communicating devices. This allows them to eavesdrop on the conversation or alter the data being exchanged. Denial of service. ARP spoofing can be used to disrupt network traffic by sending false ARP messages. This can lead to network slowdowns or even cause the network to become unavailable for legitimate users. Session hijacking. Once an attacker has intercepted the traffic between two devices, they can hijack ongoing sessions, such as email or banking sessions, and gain unauthorized access to accounts. Network scanning. Attackers may use ARP spoofing to scan a network for active devices and their IP addresses. This information can be used for further attacks or exploitation. Spreading malware. By controlling the flow of network traffic, attackers can spread malware or ransomware more effectively within a network, compromising multiple devices. Real-world examples of ARP spoofing attacks. Data interception. Attackers intercept sensitive data, such as login credentials or personal information, by positioning themselves between two communicating devices. Man-in-the-middle attacks. By masquerading as a legitimate device, attackers can eavesdrop on or manipulate the data being exchanged between devices. Denial of service. Flooding the network with false ARP messages can lead to network slowdowns or complete unavailability for legitimate users. Session hijacking. Attackers take control of ongoing sessions, gaining unauthorized access to email, banking, or other services. Network scanning. By mapping the network, attackers can identify active devices and their IP addresses for further exploitation. Spreading malware. Controlling the flow of network traffic allows attackers to distribute malware or ransomware more effectively. To defend against these attacks, dynamic ARP inspection, DAI, is employed. DAI validates ARP packets against a trusted database, ensuring their authenticity before they are allowed to update the network's ARP table. Additionally, DHCP snooping can be used to protect the integrity of the DHCP process, providing another layer of defense against ARP spoofing. Mitigating ARP spoofing with dynamic ARP inspection, DAI. Dynamic ARP inspection, DAI, is like a bouncer, checking the legitimacy of ARP messages against a trusted list before allowing them onto the network. Spanning tree protocol, STP. Preventing network traffic jams, STP, is the traffic planner of a network, preventing loops that can cause data traffic jams. It ensures there's always a clear path for data to travel, even in networks with multiple routes. MAC flooding. Overwhelming the switch. MAC flooding is an attack that bombards a switch with fake MAC addresses, overwhelming the CAM table. When this happens, the switch can revert to broadcasting data like a hub, compromising security. Preventing MAC flooding with port security measures. Port security measures can prevent MAC flooding by setting a limit on the number of MAC addresses that can be learned on a port, keeping the CAM table from being overwhelmed. 802.1x authentication. A stronger gatekeeper. For networks requiring stronger security, 802.1x authentication provides robust access control, verifying the identity of devices before they connect to the network. Conclusion. The critical role of switches. Switches are the workhorses of the network, directing data with precision and safeguarding communication with robust security features. They've evolved from simple hubs to complex devices that are essential for the smooth operation of modern networks. And that wraps up today's tutorial on networking devices switches. We hope you found these tips helpful and informative. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and hit that subscribe button for more amazing content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.